today. Themes of art. So, art can hold many meanings and inspire multiple interpretations. So, it may reflect more than one theme. So, today we are going to see 7 themes of art. So the first theme is the sacred realm, and the second theme is politics and the social order, and the third theme is stories and histories, and the fourth theme is picturing the here and now, and the fifth theme is invention and fantasy, and the sixth theme is the natural world, and the last theme we are going to see is reflecting on the human experience. So let's see one by one. So the first theme we are going to see is the sacred realm. People throughout history have turned to a world we cannot see except through faith. The sacred realm of spirit like gods and goddesses, spirits of ancestors, and spirits of nature. So each society has formed its own view of the sacred realm and how it interacts with our own. So for example, Christianity, the first one, Islam, the middle one, and the Buddhism, the last one. There are lots of, and the diverse form of sacred realm of art in the world. So the sacred realm is one of the popular themes throughout the whole art history. And the next theme is politics and the social order. So let's see this painting together. So this is an oil painting by Eugene Delacroix, Liberty Leading the People in 1830. So everyone, let's look at this painting. What can you see in this painting?
I see a lady with a flag and
Yeah.
a kid with a gun, a man with a gun, and
Mm-hmm.
people on the floor, you know,
That's right.
information on this people.
Yes, very good. So then everyone, can you guess what kind of politics and the social world stories related to this painting?
It looks like it's a war.
War. Yes, it's like, a sort of a war. Yes, very close. Very good. Well,
Perhaps a civil war that might be Abraham Lincoln.
Civil War. Yeah, very close, but it was happened in Paris, France.
French Revolution.
There we go. Yes. So in 19th century, art remained deeply involved with politics and the social order. And this is an unforgettable image of Parisians having taken up arms, marching forward under the banner of the tricolor representing liberty, equality, and fraternity. So Eugene Delacroix Liberty Leading the People leaves no doubt about the artist's support for the revolution of 1830. So Delacroix completed this painting in the very same year, and it retains the passion of his idealized view of the interaction and the hopes he had for the future it would be bring. And the next example of the politics and the social order theme of art is this. So this is Pablo Picasso's oil painting, Guernica. This is one of the Pablo Picasso's best known works. Can you guess what the painting is about? I know everyone, it's hard to read.
Is it talking about like Roman?
I'm sorry, you're breaking down. Can you say again?
Is it talking about Roman?
Oh, Yeah,
Okay.
it's very close.
You're talking about Roman mythology.
Ah, it can be, but there was something happened here. It was not focusing on like race or that kind of issue. Let's just focus on the color first. So is there any color can you find here?
Not really, just
No.
grays, black.
It's just black and white painting. Yeah. Then what kind of feeling can you feel through this painting?
Weird. All
Yeah.
this stuff going on, like man dying, like someone, like animal eating the person, as he's like, evil stuff going on, you know, devilish stuff. I know.
Very good. Yes. Yes, very good. Uh Egyptian vibe, Olivier. It was very good guess, but it was not about that kind of, subject. So then let's focus on now on the face of the figures. Do they look?
Person?
Yeah, there are persons. Yes, there are persons' face, and we can see the animal's face here.
The depression.
Oh, present. Oh yeah. All right. So let me just talk about the background of this painting. So um something was happened on April 26th, 1937. Nazi Germany bombed the basket town of Guernica. So the Guernica was the town's name. And it was one of the worst atrocities of the Spanish Civil War. This Pablo Picasso's painting, Guernica, is regarded by many art critics as one of the most moving and powerful anti-war painting in history. Very good, everyone. Now let's move on the next theme, stories and histories. So some artists use narrative or storytelling through their work of art. Um, they have often turned to stories for subject matter, um, especially stories whose roots reach deep into their culture's collective memory. Oops, I guess someone used, what is that? A pen tool here. Let me just erase. This. All right. So this is an example of the the stories and the histories theme. This is William Hogarth engraving printing work. Can you guess the story of this painting? I'm sorry, of this printing work? What can you see here?
I don't know, is it like those women, it seems like they're on a New York wagon or something? Maybe that
Oh,
one is coming off that
uh-huh.
wagon to this lady. I don't know.
It was very close, even though the background is in London, but it was very good guess. Yes, yes, very close. Who else?
It looks like they're new to the place. Like, you know, like what she said, they're coming from somewhere else.
Ah, very good guess. Very good. So this image shows an innocent country girl. This, the left lady. Her name is Mary Hackabout, and who has just arrived in London. And the person who was to serve as Mary's guardian in the city appears befuddled in the background here, leaving Mary to be met by an older woman, this lady. Unfortunately, the older woman runs a brothel and recruits Mary into prostitution. So a series of tragedy ensure, and the story ends with Mary's death after serving time in prison. So at that time, there was no drama or movies like that, So the printing series story was the most popular drama at the time. So that is the one of the scene of the story. And this is the next example of the stem. This is Judith Becker's mural painting, Great Wall of Los Angeles. Can you guess what kind of a story or history has in this painting, everyone?
It's like training of martial art.
Very good guess. Very good. Who else?
Is it trying to say like the history of Los Angeles was built upon or from Chinese people?
Wow, it was the closest one. Yeah, yeah. So, the Judith Becker's work is based on recording history using the concrete walls of a drainage canal. So the goal of Great Wall of Los Angeles project is to represent the histories of the diverse populations of Los Angeles who are underrepresented in history books and the school curricula. Very good. So now let's move on to the picturing the here and now theme. The social order, the world of sacred history, and the great stories of the past. All these are very grand and important themes, but art does not always have to reach too high. Sometimes it is enough just to look around us and notice what our life is like here, now, in this place, at this time. So this is survived in the tomb of Menkaure of ancient Egypt. Egyptian imagined the afterlife as resembling earthly life in every detail, except that is continued through eternity. To ensure the prosperity of the deceased in the afterlife, scenes of the pleasures and bounty of life in Egypt were painted or carved on the tomb walls. And this is an ancient Chinese painting, count ladies preparing newly woven silk. This is a scene from a long hand scroll depicting woman weaving, ironing, and folding length of silk. And daily work is also the subject of a painting made in Mexico in 1575. The artists recorded their traditional religious rituals, gods, agricultural practices, and arts. In the scene shown here, artists make clothing and regalia out of brightly colored feathers. Let's move on to the reflecting on the human experience theme. Everyone would have had different lives and had different understanding of the world and their places in it. However, we also have shared certain experiences just by virtue of being human. Many artists use their personal stories as a theme of a work of art. So this is one of the very famous women, the female artist, Frida Kahlo. She was a Mexican painter known for her many portraits and self-portraits and works inspired by the nature and artifacts of Mexico. Inspired by the country's popular culture, she employed a native folk art style to explore questions to identity, post-colonialism, gender, class, and race in Mexican society. So there is a video in the Moodle Room page about Frida Kahlo to show her life with her lots of work. Please watch the video to understand her work of art based on her experience. And let's move on to the invention and fantasy. So let's look at this painting, everyone. Can you read this painting? What can you see? There are lots of details here, right? What can you see?
There are lots of animals there.
Ah, yes, that's right.
And we have people engaging in different activities.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right.
It's look like they are in heaven.
Oh, yeah, it can be because it's just, fantasy background. Yes, yes.
It looks like it's showing like the timeline of the land because the
Ah,
very beginning seems like it's just a couple of people and animals. Then the middle is like it's more there's different art, there's different buildings and it's swarmed with people, but then the very last picture seems to be like almost an apocalypse, like everything went to crap.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Love that. So we can see the hundred of nude humans, covered in a fantasy landscape, inhabited by giant plants and outsized birds and animals. The people are busy and inventive in the things they do too, and with one another. They seem to be having a fine time, but their goings on are so strange that we are both intrigued and repelled by them. Looks very interesting painting. Um, and let's move on to the next theme, the natural world. The nature and our relationship to it are themes that have often been addressed through art. So during the 19th century, many American painters set themselves the American landscape as a subject. This is Thomas Cole's oil painting, the Oxbow. He depicted the great looping bend of the Connecticut River as seen from the heights of nearby Mount Holyoke in Massachusetts. And the landscape is the most important and honored subject in the Chinese painting tradition, but its purpose was never to record the details of a sight or view. Rather, painters learned to paint mountains, rocks, trees, and water so that they could construct imaginary landscape for viewers to wander through in the mind eyes. So we just went through 7 main themes of art. There is a sketchbook project related to this chapter. So let's see what the first sketchbook project is together. All right, so the first sketchbook project is a logo design with your name. So you're gonna design your name just like logo with the, the theme we just learned. So we just saw the 7 themes together, right? The first one was, sacred rim and the politics and the social order, stories and the histories, picturing the here and now, invention and fantasy, the natural world, reflecting on the human experience. Yep, that's it. So for this project, you will need a sketchbook, pencil, eraser, and any color medium you have. And also the digital drawing is acceptable. So if you can use any digital software or applications, then you can just use it. So hand drawing and the digital drawing, both are acceptable. So here is the detailed steps. So first step, choose one of the themes of art you'd like to represent yourself. And when you post your artwork process by tonight with a short description, you must write which theme of art you apply on your name design. And step 2, and think about yourself. What is your favorite? Who are you? And what's your origin? And your relationship, and your personality, and your background, etc. Brainstorming is a great idea with these topics before you design your name. And step 3, apply some of the things about yourself on your name design and design your name just like a logo. And there are some typography and calligraphy videos to help you help your name design in the Sketchbook Project 1 posting forum in the Moodle room. So please watch the videos when you don't have any ideas about the work. And step 4, design the background based on a theme of art you choose. And step 5, color your name logo and the background with the best way to represent your theme. Lastly, when you finish your work, please save it for the final submission at the end, for the, by end of the course. Then you will submit the finished work at the end of the course. So some images, Google Slide, okay, digital, Google Slides, Google Slide. What do you mean, Olivier? Do you mean that you will draw something on the Google Slide? But I don't think, it doesn't have any drawing tools. As I guess it's, it's kind of limited to, represent, the details with the, the limited tools in it. So I recommend to, yeah, yes, please. Thank you. All right, so now let me share my logo design work as sample for your better understanding. So I just created my work digitally because I have to show it to you step by step for your understanding. So you don't need to make it digital, okay? So for this project, I chose reflecting on the human experience them. So here's my name. So I thought about myself, and I focus on my roles of my life. So I'm an artist, and I have a graphic designer title and an art educator, art educator role, and I'm a mother, and I'm a daughter, and I have more, so many roles in my life. I just pop up the most important roles in my life here. So so this is just in a brainstorming stage, and I thought about my work, and I thought about which role is my favorite. And to be honest, my favorite role is an artist. Feel sorry for my family, but I just wanted to be honest. So my brainstorming is done. So I just decided to focus on the artist role, and then I'm gonna put the other roles on it, and then I'm gonna just mingle all together. So let me show you. So I chose one of my favorite photographic work to show my artist ego as background. And I cast the colors with the diverse shapes to represent my other roles, because the other role has different features and the characters. So I just represent them like the diverse shape and types, colors like that. And then and I realized, even though the other role, covered my artist role, and it's sometimes that roles, bothers my, favorite role to be an artist, but, it just makes some harmony in my life, still makes some, very beautiful abstract background. So I thought like, that also, Suli Lee. And then I designed my, name, my, like this. So I just put the letters in a, a very decent square, imaginary shape like that, because I just, prefer to be, organized in everything. So I just simply designed like that to show my personality. And then I thought about my life. My life has always up and down. So I just put the arrows on the background like this, up and down arrows. So bam, that's it. So you can just post like, the middle of the process, like this, by tonight. You don't need to be finished, you don't need to finish your work by tonight. You can just show the work process with the description. All right, so let's go back to
Professor,
yes.
what if we don't have a Adobe? We can do it on our sketchbook.
You can just do it on your sketchbook.
Okay.
Yep.
Professor, I got a question.
Yep.
You said
Can
it
we?
digital
Okay.
or by hand, right?
Okay.
Or by drawing.
Can you say again? I'm sorry.
You say by digital or by hand or by like drawing your own image.
Yes, you're gonna create your own image.
So that means like I need like a, it doesn't matter what paper I have, like, because I don't have the facility like to make those type design on the computer, right? If I'm going to use a paper to sketch or draw.
Yeah,
Or-
so you can just draw something on it on your sketchbook, and then you can just take a picture and then save the picture in your computer, and then just post the picture in the model room. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I just made the sample, in a digital version, because it will be, just
Okay,
clear to deliver, what you have to do. Yeah, you don't need to do it in digital. Yep.
okay.
Any other
Thank you.
question?
Yes,
Professor, but if we
Professor.
were able to, sorry, if we were able to, we could still use like that software to do it though,
Yes.
right? Like, do we have to use it or it's okay? Just
You-
making
you-
sure.
Yeah, you can use that. It's not mandatory. So either way will be fine. Hand drawing will be fine on your sketchbook. Or, if you can use, software, then you can just use the software. Yeah, doesn't matter. Any other question?
Okay,
Does-
Professor.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jennifer. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris.
Does the drawing need to take up the whole page? Or are we going to need to, if we draw it by hand? Or can it just be the letters?
So, you know what? I'm gonna show you more examples. Then it will be, better. You will get the better understand. I will show you more examples.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Jennifer, do you have any other question?
Yes, Professor. I wanted to know, do we have to draw the theme of art? Like, do we have to incorporate it in our drawing? Like,
Oh,
let's say
yes.
you have that background first before having your name, we have to draw.
Yeah,
or
so
figure-
so it's just, it's up to you. You can apply the theme of art in your name design, or you can just apply, that theme on the background. I just use the theme on the background, but it's totally up to you.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. So let me share more examples for better understanding. So it doesn't need to be really fancy. So this student, designed, her name like this, with the very thick outline. It looks very cool. And with the, diverse size of the circles with the, lots of colors. Looks very good. And then, oh, wow. Oh, I guess she used marker as the material to finish her the coloring. Looks very good. So the background can be abstract or, objective, doesn't matter. And also, you don't need to make a color, you can just make it like this, black and white. It seems like, these students, love the cartoon. Yep. And the graffiti style, love that. And you don't need to fill everything on the background, you don't need to be. And also another black and white work. And this is not the logo design. I just, show this work to for the inspiration, because I thought like the way to show to put the letters in a silhouette looks very creative. So it's just a reference. And here's another example. Now, seems like she used a pastel for the whole work. And here's another pastel drawing work with that project. So that's it. Now see, it doesn't need to be really complicated. Okay. Okay, Melanie.
You want us to upload this by tonight?
Yes, just the process. You don't need to finish the work by tonight. You're gonna finish the work by end of the course, before the final sketchbook submission due date. So by tonight, you're gonna just post the process. Okay.
Okay, just like your name, like just something like this, right? It's like your name on it, just like that, right? That's it for now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. In the next step,
Yeah.
okay.
Just to do as much as you can by tonight, and then take a picture of your work, and then save the picture in your computer, and then post your work in the Moodle room. Do you have any other question?
No, thank you.
All right. So,
But no, sorry about the slide. What about the slide? Are you going
slide.
to post it in the Moodle room for us?
Yes, yes, of course. I was just about talking about it. So this is our Moodle room. So everyone, I need you to go to week 2 right after this meeting. So here is the, the lecture page. You can find the, so I always post the meeting recording on this page, and then you can find the Frida Kahlo's video I just mentioned. Now, when I talked about the reflecting on the human experience theme, and then the lecture slide is here attached, and this is the forum page where you're gonna post your work process, the sketchbook project process. So here are the videos about typography and the calligraphy. So please watch this video for the reference to get some inspiration. And then you're gonna post your work process here with the the theme you choose and why you design your name like that and why you choose the theme for your name design. Now the description. And then I've already posted the the sketchbook projects example slide here, so you can just review it with the it also has the the process, so you can just review it. Any other questions?